Hey pilots, so I saw this while RTBing on the PvP server. See if you can figure out what's happening before you get to the cinematic part of this video or the tacview breakdown. But just check this out and just listen to my commentary. I just stopped flying and just zoomed in and watched. Alright, here we go.
Yeah, in Valley, no? No. Either way, I'm following you. That's a beautiful launch. Oh.
That was so good that I had to pop open the chat and just leave kudos for that pilot right in the chat. And if you didn't see it, we're going to switch to a cinematic view. Check this out. This is beautiful. Two aircraft. We've got an F-14 on the red side. That's Blinder. He is Angels 37 and Mach 1.8. And we've got Macro. He is Angels 40 at 1.18 Mach. Now their energy states are very similar. Macro fires on somebody, but his missile's going elsewhere. His first indicator would have been to see that there is a Tomcat in front of him. And now he's down to 19 miles. That's 40 kilometers. He should definitely see him. The second indicator is right on his nose, a Phoenix climbing into the sky. You can't mix up that white trail of smoke in front of you. You could think it's an enemy airplane, but then you should be doubly worried. But Macro is way two heads down and not paying attention to what's happening. Luckily, the Phoenix is not on him because he would have flown right into it. He is trying to chase down somebody out here, and he's very busy shooting at probably, hey, look, I don't know, whoever that is. Now, Blinder is paying attention. Blinder, as we saw in the video, sees him contrailing and starts to turn in on him. Now, at this point, Blinder's been in afterburner the whole time. Blinder's Mach 1.3, Macro is Mach 1.5. Blinder is now climbing up and getting onto Macro's 6 o'clock. And at a range of 2.5 miles, he fires an AIM 7M. This is a very dangerous shot. We're going to slow this down a little bit because we do see a reaction from Macro here. But as soon as this shot happens, the radar gets an SDT lock on Macro. He gets an alert there's a missile on him. That AIM 7M is burning this entire time. It's reaching Mach 2.6, 2.7. and continues to speed up. Now, Macro chooses here to reverse into a split S and dive down. In theory, the idea is semi-sound, but because Blinder, at the time of launch, was Mach 1.2, he was fairly fast. He also was fairly high, at 35,000. And Macro, well, was 1.6. You could argue that the Sparrow can't reach him, but that Sparrow has a very long burn motor. So as you can see here, the Sparrow is still chasing him, and it doesn't really lose much speed as Macro dives for the deck, and the Sparrow maintains Mach 2.5 or above the entire time. Could Macro have escaped? That is a very tough question here because based on how he defended, that's 4.5 G turn, split S. I don't know. This is a tough call. I don't know if he could have escaped. The only thing I could possibly imagine if he had done a more neutral dive. So he did this and he got smacked here. But if he just did a more gradual dive in full afterburner and added a slight oscillation to his dive, like a left-right snaking maneuver, possibly. So instead of doing a full dive like this, a dive, but a gentler dive. And as he's coming down, go slightly left or right, left or right. Maybe that would have drained the missile, but this missile is still on fire, just burning, because its motor can do that. And that's another benefit to this F-14 being at 35,000. He is in very thin air, which means there's almost no resistance on this missile, which gives the missile extra power. But the most important thing is the F-16 should have never ended up in a position with a Tomcat chasing him. He could have spotted him on RWR, on radar coming in, on data link, and ensured that he splashed him well before the Tomcat could make a U-turn and get on his 6 o'clock. But that's just my 2 cents from this pretty awesome fight that I saw, and I had to replay it and record it for you guys because it was just beautiful to see that Tomcat make a U-turn and then splash that F-16. Plasma 1945, out of here.